Good evening, everybody, and welcome back after the long siesta that was the break of Ryan and Brian's Excellent Halloween Horror Nights podcast. I wish I could tell you that the reason that we hadn't recorded was because we were going to HHN so much, but that wasn't the case. I was without internet for several weeks. A utility company cut my line, so and it just happened to be the weeks that my child wasn't here, and I had more time to actually do things. So that's fun. And Brian, you've been busy as well.
We love that for you. Yeah, I say I'm just generally busy. It was a bummer because Fort Nightmares had all the horror characters.
I know.
And we were going to play.
Yes, and I was looking forward to it. I'd been working and getting my V-Bucks so that way I could get things and play. And then right about the time my internet came back, I'm like, I've got like 5 days. At this point in time, what's the purpose? So I'm not going to do that. But we are back. We are recording. It is a couple days before the final. Well, actually, I guess tomorrow night starts the final 5-day trek of the last
sorry,
weekend.
Everybody. He had no internet literally for a very long time.
It was.
And then I got sick, and here we are.
Yes.
It's the end of October. What do you want from us? August was at this point, over 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels like I didn't even go this season because it has been so long. And the amount of times I almost just went. But prices went up.
Yeah, so you said, here we are, and I can't believe it. I thought you would have finagled your way in.
Me too.
But
I'm
with
shocked.
those prices, Fast Pass was $300 the other night. That's
and
crazy.
Even just going, because honestly, Brian, just like an addict that needs a fix, I was looking, I was like, you know what, maybe I just go one night, I just do basic ticket, and I get done what I get done. Maybe, yeah. And then, like, I looked, and it was like, it had been gotten to like over $100, $120 sometimes. I'm like, I can't pay that and then not do anything. And then I'm looking at Scream Early, and it's like $50 on top of that. And then it just never clicked. I'm always able to make it click and figure itself out. This year I was not able to. So
that's crazy.
Yep.
But again, and the prices, finally
good for HHN.
at a point where, it's finally at a point where it's keeping, a percentage of people from doing that.
Yes.
Can't tell with the lines though.
Exactly.
It's still crazy.
Things are still pretty high there. So many people reaching out asking, hey, like, I'm here. What can I do? What do I need to do? So, and to fill people in, we can't spend too much time on it, but Rob had a very successful trip. So that was the last time. So
have a very successful trip, and he
Unlimited Express, right?
Unlimited. He was able to get the Unlimited Express, and luckily, I think you sent the picture of somebody getting it.
Yes.
That there was a
they got it in the morning.
So and that was his new plan. He was like, okay, as soon as I land, I am gonna go straight to the ticket booth.
Yeah.
And that's what he did, and he was able to get it at like 2 p.m. So and he had an amazing time. He still got, I think, just around 30 run-throughs or 27 run-throughs. Just nobody cranks it like him. And Ryan, I want to use that to segue real quick because this is kind of new and exciting for us. I don't know. I made sure, and we did miss it, but we got fan mail, Ryan.
We do have fan mail. So I actually got the alert one day that we had gotten some fan mail, which I don't recall seeing before, but I got the email.
No.
And then I opened it up, and we had more fan mail from people that So first of all, thank you. Second of all, sorry if we haven't acknowledged this already. We appreciate your listening to our podcast.
Yeah, we were. If you're still listening, we were already late when you sent this, and it was really exciting and nerve-wracking. We were like, oh, this is gonna be. And shout out, I believe we got 2 people offering to help out Rob, and that is what this community is about, and that's what I love so much. Down in Florida, we had some people helping out, and even people out of state. So. But man, I just want to shout out, we got Alabama, Indiana, Florida. This is awesome. And a lot of people talked about what Rob and I talk about, which is, I just like the content to help get me through some of the tough days, whether it's your job, or you're having a tough day, just to have fun. And that's where we're at. We're not negative. You got people for that. My wife just started listening to a podcast for something that they like. And she's like, man, the host just really feels like they hate the product sometimes. I was like, right? And I'm just, I'm not here for that. So thank you guys so much. I loved reading your responses.
Thanks for reaching out, offering to help. That's awesome. We're totally behind that. And
and keep on listening and keep on sending the fan mail.
I think by the time we had received them, we pretty much already had a pretty solid. I think by that point we had already figured out about the Unlimited Express, and we're pretty confident he was going to be able to get it.
I told Rob, I said, hey, you got some warriors down there, willing to help you out. So he's like, look, if I can't get it, but he had it in hand. So, and here we are.
So thank you all for listening. Send in your fan mail. We will read it eventually and cover things on the podcast. But whatever,
it really did boost our spirit.
Yes, it did. It actually did. I sent it to you, and we were both like, "Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome." But we are here to rank. So we reviewed HHN.
This
like 8 weeks ago.
We've ever got to the event and latest we've ever reviewed or done our
ranking. So, well, you know what, Brian, can you really rank an event if you haven't spent 8 weeks debating in your head?
You gotta wait for the event to be done.
Really,
before you can
so many
really
houses can
in.
change. You really can't, even if you don't experience them, you need to, it could just change. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, I just want to address, by the way, I'm actually sitting this time. It's not a bit. I am tired. We are busy. Yeah. It's been crazy. But we have to rank these houses, Ryan. And I honestly am glad I've had so much time because they did move. And I did watch walkthroughs and I did talk to people about houses. Yeah. And I think getting time to marinate on it, it really does help out, but it's still hard.
Yes.
It was a hard year.
Yes, it definitely, I agree. I didn't go back. I watched walkthroughs once they kind of got posted like a week later.
Yeah.
But I haven't really gone back and watched any more. I do follow the Twitterverse or Xverse or whatever you want to call it. And to see people's opinions, things change. Some things get better. Honestly, really, a lot of things stayed about the same,
Yeah. This
really,
was a very consistent year from start to finish.
I will say, though, I think this year, more than any other year, it's a very personal preference year. It is what you relate
100%.
to the most. If you like this property, you're going to be super into that. If you're not into this, you're not going to like it. Or you might like it, but it's going to be towards the bottom of your list. All these houses are good. Let's get that out of the way. I know there's some years that I try to fight for, it was a bad house. That's not this year. They're all good houses. On any given night, I would be willing to go into any of these, especially with an express pass. Maybe not wait 3 hours for 5 nights at Freddy's, but
but I want to kind of get that out of the way real quick because we are now officially, we've said this before, but we are in the category of the old timers, right?
Yeah.
Because what people are calling bad houses nowadays is, I watched a video, I don't want to call this person out, but they mentioned a house that they're like, this is HHN's worst house. And I was like, ooh, I want to see this, what was it? Because I have my opinion since I've been going. And when they said it, like,
what was it?
It was Coven.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, if you think that is HHN's worst house, you are so lucky to not have seen what actual bad houses look like. So it's just, that's people's bar. But again, if they didn't go until 2019, 2020, they are in an era
just think
where
about, like, if everything's like an 8 or above, a 7.9 is the worst house. Like,
it's the worst house, right? And that's their margin.
Yeah, and which while that house was crazy, disliked by, I would say, a lot of people, I actually that one was one of my top that year. I
agree.
I really dug it.
It was a great house.
Yeah.
Scenic wise, again, people don't know. And so you'll never hear us call unless something goes super awry.
Unless there's something I really dislike or don't like. Heck, even we won't even say it, but broken house is broken house. Like, I still, asterisk that one because I'm like, hey, when it hit, it hit. But they swung, and sometimes, whatever. There's some that, I won't go into them, but So these are all good. I guess
they're all really good.
I'm going to start with both of our number 10s, and that's Fallout.
You are correct.
I
thought you were gonna say both are number 9 and 10 because that's the only other one I feel like we might have together.
Maybe we'll
see. But you might have changed.
We'll see.
All right, let's get Fallout out of the way. I watched 2 more walkthroughs to be like, look, I went opening weekend. And I mean, the reports kept coming in. People were like, it's fine. I think the problem with Fallout is the potential and the hype it had.
Yes.
It was a good house. It was not a great house.
Yep.
But it had great expectations.
This is a house that it was what I like when people say that it didn't belong at the event. I would say this house is a representation of why it didn't belong at the event. Like it's evidence. It's evidence. Kind of. I actually disagree. I think that there are horror elements, but they didn't portray those in the house.
I 100% agree. I kept waiting. I mean, we didn't want it to be Last of Us.
Yeah.
And it just was, but like not even as good.
Yeah.
And so, and like the moments that were cool were really cool. But I even showed, the best example I can give is like my wife, who, she goes on the trip. She doesn't love haunted houses. She'll go through everything once. I made her watch walkthroughs this year of all the houses. And that one, she was just like, what's going on with this one? And I was like, I don't know. And then she made me turn off 2 of them.
Yeah.
So,
and like a character, like one of the main characters, the ghoul being like such a no-brainer. And it's like, he's in there like twice, if that, and barely. So like, it's like, okay, well, there's so many things you could have done and didn't. And hey, you know what? It was there. Also location wise, I mean, I think they did well for the location, but still, like you're like, for Fallout, a huge property that people have been asking for years to come, for that to be the representation, you're like, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it definitely was tough. And compared to what was right next to it, which is not my number 9, it's just like, they did great for the location, but also right next door is the potential of that location.
Exactly.
So yeah, number 10, Fallout, no shocker. But again, not a bad house. I would go through it again if I went for a full night. I would not skip that house, just because I'd like to see it again.
Yeah.
My number 9, and I watched walkthroughs of this one because it started getting a lot more praise, and it held its popularity through the entirety of the event so far, and that's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
You said it best. This is what you come to HHN for.
Yeah.
That scale, that opening scene. But the more, like, I just never got a good hit in that house. I've wanted this property to be at the event for a long time. I think the games are very scary. I didn't care much for the movie, and they went very movie route with it.
Yes. Of course.
Scenic, 10 out of 10. Costume, all that 10 out of 10. It just didn't hit for me. If you're a fan like I am for WWE, going through Five Nights at Freddy's was the exact same experience, right? Like, you're seeing all the stuff.
The scale and the animatronics and all that, for me, definitely it's higher on my list. I won't say where yet, but that's what really brings it up there is that kind of scale and all, which I love seeing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
The benefit being we actually got to see it working.
That's the thing too.
And I do know a lot of people who went through that house after waiting hours for half of it to not work. And
that is a very valid point, is that going through the event and as it goes on, a lot of them stopped working. And at that point, then I don't fault people at all for dropping, or not being there. Cause I mean, that's what you pay for. But when we went, everything was working on. And
it was
I did get hit some, not like a ton, but
nothing
still
crazy.
Like, going through and seeing that first scene with the 3 animatronics on stage and then dying. And it's like,
that
and then later I like, it's funny,
like
I swear now, this is the HHN fog, not that fog, but the brain thing where it's like, I swear, like I saw a scare and I saw it later on YouTube. And it was where the guy gets grabbed by the thing. And I swear it was way more intense when we saw it, because I'm like, the guy just got grabbed and disappeared. Versus when I watched on video, it was like, oh no. Oh no. And I'm like,
no,
I don't think that's what I saw, but
no. And that's what's so hard. Like any walkthrough or anything you watch, you have to add like so much to, because, and what we saw, it was, I think what hit hard for me, and I'll tie this back to something later in my rankings, is for the property being the memories of being terrified and having, this should have been a super intense jump scare house.
That would have been awesome.
Not being that was very hard for me, who loved the original games and series. And so, but this could be people's top 3, and I wouldn't fault them even a little bit.
If you're a fan of the property, I could definitely see that. For me, I did come in being a fan or not a fan and just enjoyed seeing that. And it gives me like promise for like the future with puppets and animatronics, and also they're not going to not use them again.
Oh,
so
100%.
It's coming back. Like,
I mean, and that house was like a few jump scares removed away from barely being a haunted house.
Yeah,
and more so like the attraction we saw in Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they haven't opened it up during the day. Like, shocked.
It really is. Yeah, and my only wonder was, are they just trying to make sure they get through the event with it working the best they can and not wearing and tearing it?
That could definitely be, but like the end of the first year they did Stranger Things, they announced that it was going to be open during the day. So
that's true.
We are getting close. So that I'm not saying there's a chance, but
there could be. So what's your number 9?
My
Ryan?
number 9 is Grave of Flesh.
Yeah.
So this house for me, I mean, like, again, good house, has some decent scares in there, but it never. I mean, we did it. Well, I can't say it never really hit for me. We did it once, and I mean, it was good, but
yeah,
it didn't really do much for me, and it was kind of what I was afraid it was going to be, or it was just kind of like, oh, dark dirt, and then things going
yeah. Which is a bummer because 2 houses also did that and did it better.
That's
at
the
this
thing
same
too.
Event.
There's exactly. There's a house that's higher on my list that I'm like, I love this.
Yeah,
don't necessarily vibe with this. And who knows? Maybe as time went on and scare actors learned cues and strategies, like it could have become more intense. But I didn't really see it sticking out as from what people were saying as like, oh wow, this is now a top 3. It's just kind of it was at the same spot the whole event.
And that's kind of my bummer because the only reason it went up was because Rob was so passionate about it. But it's top 3 or 2 for him.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, there's no way. Like, you know, and I showed him walkthroughs of what we experienced. I was like, because we went through it again Friday night. I might have done it twice on Friday night. And I did have better run-throughs. There were 2 or 3 super aggressive scares, which is the only reason it goes over Five Nights at Freddy's for me. Because again, what was supposed to be a claustrophobic house, I think has some of the widest hallways, and actors really weren't getting close, or it just wasn't. But I did end up liking a lot of the scenic. I don't know what the story was. But that first grave scene as the fear of being buried, like that was really
really cool. That was the most. That was over. That was kind of like the highlight of the whole thing, and then
that's kind of how I felt with Five Nights. Was that opening scene was awesome, but it reminded me of stuff I had seen at HHN semi-recently. And the Buried Alive scene, there weren't a lot of above scenes, and that's something they really leaned into last year and the year before.
Yeah.
And turns out I'm a huge fan of those. And then there were some other just really cool scenic things. Now, story-wise and scare-wise, I wish I could have seen it at its potential because I think it was there. I was like, this could be a great house. And it was kind of frustrating to hear people be like, this is a top 3. I'm like, I want to see that. I want to
experience that. And this is one that like I think would have benefited from being in a tent.
In a tent, Still shocked. I'm still convinced the only reason it was up front was because of how front-loaded the front was.
Really this year with where things are placed. I'm like, it's got to be an ops thing.
It's got to be ops because any of the 4 houses back there would have been awful up front because it just would have been more busy because they're all better than Graves of Flesh. So, but that was my number 8, and your number 9 and 10, very close.
Yeah. So Brian, my number 8. I'm sorry. It's the Horrors of Wyatt 6.
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna say Jason. I didn't even.
No.
Okay. At one point, ladies and gentlemen, Jason was number like 10 for Ryan.
It was like number 11 for me.
Yeah. So as long as that.
Speaking of no bad houses, I came out livid out of that one.
Yeah. Ryan was not having a good time. Wyatt 6 is like Five Nights at Freddy's and go either way with people. Jason is objectively a good scary house, so I was gonna be a little harder.
So I am so incredibly happy that there's a community of people that vibe with this house so hard and they love it, and you can tell that people are obsessed with it and that the creators loved it, and I love that. That's great. But I wasn't familiar with them ahead of time. I tried to do the research I could, and I went through and I was like, and I did really like going through and like seeing the behind the scenes WWE stuff. That was cool. Like I played some of the games growing up. I'm familiar enough with some of the properties, but I never saw what other people saw when, like, I mean, the amount of people that say it's the best house that they've ever done. I'm like, I don't see it. I'm trying to change my mind to see what you see, but I don't.
Well, and I think one thing, people that really wanted to love it, it's got the length, right? And people love a long HHN house. And there were 2 houses that were super long this year. And I think that's a big help. What's crazy is how much that one jumped for me the second night. It was actually pretty far down for me after our first run through. And I was like, yeah, as a WWE fan, I loved it. The second night, I think we did it twice and skyrocketed for me. So again, just the walkthrough at the time. But I do think there's this crazy fight right now. I'm in several groups where HHN fans are like, you only like it because it's WWE, and the WWE fans are like, you just dislike it, like you said was going to happen, right? And everyone's like, this is a great house objectively, and I'm somewhere in the middle. I think it's a really good house.
I think so as well. I think I think that they did a really good job for being that property, but and I'm going to say it's like, but also now it could be an ops thing. Tends to have one of the lowest lines of the night.
Yeah.
So it's fairly consistently, it's in that 35, 45 minute type thing. So I don't know if now a lot of people love it. Great. Don't come at me. But I think we'll see for the future kind of if they tend to go that direction again. But I love the passion behind it. Do more. I don't care.
Do more. Yeah. It's essentially an original. It's an original
house
for people. And then that was the thing. Like, that was where the WWE fans were like, I just don't get it. I don't know any of these characters or anything. I was like, well, that's true for original houses.
Exactly.
This is essentially an original house. So I think come off of that argument.
I would have really, I think, you know, if I had a time machine and I could go to Universal, I'd be like, hey, like, you guys produce something, whether it's a podcast, a little like tribute video,
hurt a lot of the stuff this year,
to give us context to what's going on here. So that way I don't have to watch 2,000 hours of WWE in order to understand what's going on here.
I enjoyed a lot later listening to the podcast after I went through them, which we joked was going to be a thing, but they didn't come out until the day of the event. So we really missed out on quite a few. And honestly, the Crooked Cat Scare Zone shot up for me after the video came out. Let's do more of that. But yeah, so I agree. I don't know. I know that Epic, all this stuff, but I felt like we missed out as a whole on the backstories of everything. Even to the point where, like, the bylines were pretty generic this year. So
I mean, I think in the future, like, if, you know, I mean, they make so much money off this. It's like, put a small team together and just have them do like 5-minute, like, hey, catch you up on this IP. You never watch. You've never seen Friday the 13th. Here's 5 minutes of what Jason is and why you should love it. And then have it playing outside the house on one of the buildings, and, you know, just to catch people up if they need it. So
which it is important. So what is your number?
My number 7. No, it's 5. Actually, it works 5 Nights at Freddy's. So we've gone over that. So it is higher than you, but it is not you know, it's not super high up there, but everything else to me is better. So
I lost my rankings, but my next one was Dolls.
Okay.
I really liked Dolls the first time. We had an incredible run through. The second time I went through, I got to see a little more. I think we went through 2 to, I don't remember. It was good. I liked it. I watched a walkthrough to show Abby the Easy Bake Oven scene where, you know, we had too much fog the first night.
Oh, yes.
And we were dying of asthma attacks collectively. I didn't even know there was a character in that room.
No.
And so really liked it. It was fun, creepy characters. They executed on the design that I was afraid of. They went all in on the scenic. I was worried that they weren't going to be able to hold. I mean, it's Ratatouille, right? You have to make everything giant sized. And they did. And I loved it. The giant rat tail at the beginning, what we had hoped, the kind of Toy Story nightmare dolls, the burning plastic. Like, it was a creepy house. I don't think it was as good as their last Dolls house that they did, but it still was. It was fun. It was scary. It was a solid original. And I think Graves could beat it on a good day, but it was consistent. And I had a good time every time I went through.
So this one was the one I think I know for sure I only did this one once. We weren't able to go back and do it that night, but it's actually my number 6. So
nice. Okay.
fairly same viewpoint there. It's like I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was my number 2 in my hype list, and it didn't quite hit those heights where I'm like, oh, I absolutely love this house. It was really interesting. It was cool. I did feel it was a tad bit short though. I remember leaving it and being like, oh, that's it. Okay, it's over. All right, what's next? Which usually there's another one on here that every time I went through, it was just like I left and was like, oh my gosh, that was so I was talking about how amazing it was.
Right.
And oh yeah, let's go do something now. But instead of being like, all right, cool, done, let's go. Like,
yeah. Yep.
And so it was a good house, very creative. Would love for them to do more stuff like that. But yeah, there's just everything else is better.
This one, everything else is better.
It's kind of where we're at this point. It's just like, I liked it. It was good, but other things I just liked more.
So,
but this one for me would definitely be if I could go back and own, like, I feel like I'm missing out by only doing it one time. Grave of Flesh, I don't, but this one I do.
Yeah, I say because there was a lot of fun character design, and that was really good house. So that was Five Nights at Freddy's was 7, and Dollhouse was 6 for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to number 6, this one is hard for me. I mean, we're getting into all of these. So I just want to preface everything is a 9.0 to a 10 to an 8 point, but this was going to be top 3 for me. And I'm shocked that number 6 is Gulkin.
Okay.
It is a quintessential HHN original. It could be number 1 for people. The opening, I remember just being blown away by the opening, and then you get to the mid part, and it just escalates and escalates and escalates, and was great. It was Nordic monsters and all that. Like, it was exactly what we thought it would be. And that's honestly the only reason I have it at 6 is because it is pretty close to what I expected it to be.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I don't want to say we've seen it before, but it still was like, oh, this is really good. I have no complaints with it. I thought it was beautiful, brilliant, scary, great monster design, great pace. The ending was insane.
Yes. So it's actually my number 5.
Hey, I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. So it's my number 5, and that's mainly because I wish that the whole house was the ending, because 100%, the ending is so good. Like the last third of it for me was just like, it just went up. And I'm like, this is what I really wanted out of this. The first two-thirds is cool. It's scenic. I like how what you're building. But honestly, right now, we did it a couple times, and I'm like, I remember a little bit, but the ending every time, scare actors on point, wonderful. And I'm like, I want that.
Right.
All of it.
All of it, yeah. And it could have been that, and I appreciate them not doing that.
Yes.
To try and build and tell a story.
You have other houses that are designed to do that. You can't have every house be the scary, everybody's attacking you house.
Right. And this was a beautiful way to tell it, and the escalation did feel cool. But the last third, if I had to rank my scares, that one would be probably top 2, top 3.
Yeah.
So really great, really beautiful house. But number 6, and it's so hard to put it there, but and what's more shocking, Ryan, for everybody, and this is why this is number 5, and this is what I was referencing in terms of Five Nights at Freddy's, I wanted to hate Hacksaw and Chains because out of everything of the Slaughter Cinema universe, I was so angry that this was the one they chose, mainly because I don't care about Westerns. Demon hunting, like, okay, we've been there too, and I just couldn't believe how well because I've done Western haunts, and I've done how well they executed it. The
details.
You give me the UV paint, strobe light. I'm already in love. The details were mesmerizing. Yeah. I absolutely adored this house to the point where, and it would be higher if the next 4 weren't just juggernauts for me. 5 Hacksaw Chains any other year could be a top 3 original for me, which is nuts. But I showed this to Abby, and I was like, I have to show you so much of the detail in this. And the characters, the interactions, and the scene. Talk about a scenic moment, even though it wasn't grand. The train scene, there was on the second night, on Friday, when we did it for the last time, I genuinely disoriented for a minute. I forgot where we were It was so immersive. The bullet holes.
Yep, the smoke through the bullet holes. It's just like
chef's kiss, just beautiful, unnecessary detail.
And
then
just
the
a lot
dynamite,
going on.
and so much going. That's the thing. It wasn't just that. It was also super scary.
Yeah.
The glowing red floor. And I've seen people, this was a hot debate on the forums for a while where people were like, why are people ranking this so high? And it was like, if you got a good run through of this, which I did 4 times in a row or however many, it was scary. It was scenic. The actors were incredible. The story was actually, it really made me appreciate the story.
Yeah.
And the ending, I love a good, I feel like it did a better climax of Puppet Theater, which was like the whole theater's imploding, right? But they kind of pulled back on that after some real life, correlations and sadness. And this, when he throws the dynamite, you turn, the guy comes out and you get blown up with the fog in the face, which was the effect they had in prison.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it one more time, but we had to go see one of the other houses again. This is a great house for me. Notes.
It's a fantastic house, and one that I've talked to a lot of people, and it's like what is this? Oh, it's a Western. Okay. And then afterwards they're like, that was awesome. Like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah. It was fun. It was scary. It was such a great house.
Yeah. It's not my number 4. So.
Oh, 4.
It's not my number 4. So.
What's your number 4?
We have made it.
Wait.
Finally.
What was your number 5?
Gulkin.
Oh, that's right. You said that. Yeah.
So my number 4.
Here we go.
Is Jason.
Made top 5.
It did make top 5, and I mean, like you said, Brian, I did 2 run-throughs of this. The first one was not the best, but to say the least. But the second one, wow, awesome!
Yep.
It was so good. I mean, I remember prepping my wife when we were going through. I was like, it's like, just keep your eyes open. It's all just scenic. There's barely any Jasons in the beginning and first half because there wasn't on my walkthrough.
So mad that you lied.
and then all of a sudden we're both just getting hit from everywhere in the beginning, and I'm like, once you get to the window hallway, but
nothing before that.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Now I will say some things that brought it down to me. I never got that what I expected out of that window scene. Like, I never got the hit the, oh, this is the Insidious on crack section,
right?
To me, it never hit those highs. And I will say, like, while the beginning is somewhat, they did the best they could with the scenic in that location, I would have loved to just have more. So that way it wasn't that house. If you don't get hit by Jason's, it is not the best. But if you get the right timing, but it is one that I've seen people go back and they're like, oh yeah, like I didn't get hit that much. So it's kind of like, it really depends on your pacing and your walkthrough.
Yep.
So
100%.
But if you get a fantastic walkthrough, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and that first run through, it was raining and we didn't even realize how many scares weren't there.
Yeah.
And we had a good run through on our first one, and it wasn't until that third run through or second, whatever it was, that it was like, oh, like this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah, the second one was with you, or we did it twice, and then we did the last end of the night one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did it twice trying to catch you, and that's when, so we saw it the first time, thought it was really good and crazy. Second time, it was less crazy, but still good, and when you were like, I didn't see anybody, I was like, yeah, there was way less people the first time. And then we did it that last time, and it was like, oh, we were missing half the cast.
Yeah.
But I agree with all those points, and for that reason, in a shocking turn of events, it is my number 4 as well. Okay. And the main... This how I love Jason, seeing it. I kind of went 180 on like, oh, I'm tired of seeing local haunted characters, but also people have gotten their houses. Texas Chainsaw Massacre got its own house twice. I wanted to see a Jason house,
of course,
and it was everything I wanted, just not in the location I wanted. And I would say it's the best scenic they've done in that house, only because they actually did build like. Everything else is leaned into the feel of that location, and they went for the log cabins and everything, which was bold, and they put a forest in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And you could see the line coming in. You could watch people get scared. I love that. It reminded me of National Nightmare a little bit in that regard. They had an actor in that little tiny wood section please bring it to a soundstage.
Yes.
I want another go at this. We have so much new Jason coming out, the new series.
Yeah.
And this was a tribute to everything they never got to do, and brought it back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This was number one for a very long time for me. And the run through at the end of the night, we got pulsed and just absolutely obliterated.
Yeah.
Every hit, like you said, just got destroyed. It was number one. It was a scary. It crushed Insidious. It was the scariest house. That hallway getting every single freaking Jason, and me talking about, like, I can't wait to see every Jason. And I did.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm screaming, I'm like, Jason 5. And oh my God, Jason, like, Sackhead. So it was incredible. But the reason I gave it 4 is because it was very hard to see.
Yeah.
And it was not consistent.
Yeah.
And we tried, and this is what knocked it back down. I had that run. I should have left it on that run.
Yeah.
We know better. I'm not going to get a better run, but you want it again, right?
You're like, oh, that was so amazing. I need to do it again.
I need to do it again. And I went through at the end of the night, and we tried to be the last people through, and they stopped pulsing, and they pushed through. And I mean, it was in between our first 2 runs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and for that reason, and it wasn't strong enough as a Jason fan.
Yeah.
It still wasn't strong enough to carry a top 3 status with a bad run through. And I had bad run throughs in these next 3 houses. Doesn't matter. Greatness.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's the thing about a great or amazing house is, can you go through it and still enjoy yourself without any scares? Like, is there such thing as like a bad run through, with some of these? You can always have fun there, but
right.
Top 3. And I will note, Brian, at this point in time, you and I both have 2. We share 2 of the top 3. So
that's, I mean,
par for the course.
That's par for the course. Yeah. We actually were more similar. The only 2 I thought we were going to be different on, I ended up making the change because Jason, I think anybody that went with me is going to be shocked to hear that that's not my top 3, because I loved it.
Surprised.
It was super scary, but it goes back to that last run and that second night when we did runs and everything else. We had to make that decision.
Yeah.
And it came down to what's going to give us a better experience. Jason has the potential.
You don't know. And consistency
but you
is
don't
big.
know.
It's why, I'll never stop shutting up about Insidious last year. Like, it's no matter what, you got a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
And I've had consistency before that, but that was off. Like, that was a new level of consistency. All right. My number 3, Terrifier.
The Art of Die. Don't copyright strike us. Shocking to everybody, I think.
I will, going into this, I'm not the biggest Terrifier guy, but I will say that it's grown on me, just as a property in and of itself. So I've yet to see Terrifier 3, want to, but...
For the best, but
But I mean, this one, to me, like, it was just fun. It was just so much fun. And I think what this one is like, it's like almost like a begrudging 3. Like, I didn't want to like this house. I was like, it's gross. It's like, I don't know. It's just not for me. And then I'm getting there and I'm like, this is kind of fun. And we're laughing. And Art's behind the scene, just like laughing and doing this thing. Like,
house to not be good more than I didn't want this house at the event. I even was like, there's no way they would bring this house to the event. I hated
Fortnite.
These movies. Yeah. Or Fortnite. I don't know what's happening. The world is so preoccupied with the real horror that this horror's okay. Nobody cares. This is the escape, which is fine. That's usually how it happens. If you go back to look at horror and popularity, it usually correlates with the world not going great. And this one, though, it's just gore, and it's for the sake that study came out that said people who like this movie are psychopaths, and I watched all 3. I love the practical effects. I love horror. I've been watching tons of horror. I won't watch these movies ever again. And I'm saying this knowing that it's in my top 3.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you and I didn't want these, but just the most fun house. It just was so fun.
It was like I'm laughing. People are getting sprayed with blood. Like, it's like we're all just kind of laughing and having a good time. It was a great house. I mean, like, it's one that I would like. So I say if I could go back and do it, it'd be Dolls. Like, honestly, like, out of my top 3, Terrifier would probably be the one that I would run to first to experience again, because it was just fun.
Yeah. It's just a great house. I agree. My number 3 was my number 7 or 6 on Thursday.
Okay.
And jumped to number 3 after our 2 run-throughs and me watching some POVs again, WWE.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to love this house.
This was your number 1.
Yeah, no, I loved this house. I think it was great.
Yeah.
It was, when I walked through the first time, I was like, this was great. It was emotional. It was very cool. I love all the wrestlers going to be in this house. I think that's amazing. And it was just a great tribute.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, we got in line and it had a little bit of a wait, and I did the Firefly thing with the phone, and it was just a bunch of fans all celebrating this, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then it was like 8 times scarier that night than what I got. I got like no scares Thursday night. I thought it was cool. It's like, I loved how they turned the Fireflies. It was very, very cool. It would have been like 10 to 8 if I didn't know what it was. It was like 7 to 6. And then that with the next 2 run-throughs, just where I got destroyed scare-wise. And I was like, okay, like this. And people started saying the cast started getting a lot more aggressive and intense. And with that potential and scenery, I loved it. Scenically, I thought even like there was stuff that wasn't WWE, like the upside down rooms and all the deep dives they did with each character, the slaughterhouse, everything. I was like, this is gross and scary. This is just a fun haunted house. And then the Bray tribute on the second half.
Yeah.
To see The Fiend at HHN was a really, really incredible moment.
Even for somebody like me that doesn't like, it's not the biggest like fan, not an anti-fan, but just like not familiar with it. I like was like saw it and I was like, okay, that's really awesome. Like I'm glad that like I get the importance of this and what this means to people, and I'm happy you did it. It's weird to have like an emotional thing at Horror Nights, but
yeah. It is.
Yeah.
And well, it's funny because there's Spence even, who was not a wrestling fan, hasn't watched anything. He was saying when we went the second night, you really felt the from that opening where they're naming their names and they're like, we are the Wyatt Six. And because we got to actually stand in line and watch the entire video promo package that showed kind of their debut and Bray's stuff, he got caught up. He was like, man, out of everything that happened on our 2 days, I go back to that intro. He's like, it really stuck with me, and going in and then that first scare. So, you know, it was incredible that they took something that everyone was like, I don't know how you're going to do this, and made it mean something to even people who didn't care. Especially considering that the first time they had WWE at the event, they said was going to be the last time they were going to have it. But yeah, great house. Glad it actually happened. I don't think they'll do anything else with the property, but it was fun. So that leaves us our top 2, Ryan. I can't even tell you how angry I am.
Yeah? Why is that?
I mean, we all knew Artista was going to be top, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was no doubt about it. And then the hype was there, and we saw it, and we're like, like, this is the greatest house of all time. And I got to do that one a few more times, and I'm, it's Artista and Terrifier that are left.
Yeah.
And I'm so angry that I went through it again on Friday because Terrifier somehow had a better run.
Oh.
I think we did it twice. And I just, it was a 10 out of 10. So number 2 Artista for me, number 1 Terrifier. And here's the only reason. Artista, incredible house. I had an empty run through of it. And it was pretty. And that was it.
I will say, so Hatchet and Chains 2, Artista 1. But it's, I don't think it's a good representation this term, but it's like almost like a begrudging one. Like it's my one, but I'm like, it's not like one with a bullet. It's not like this is the one.
Right. This was like, the number 1. Yeah.
It's like, okay, out of all of these, like I love this house. I think it's amazing. Now I was very fortunate because I had Premium Scream Night. I think I went through it 3 times, and the first 2 times I think I was the post front person, and I got hit by a ton of scares. You know, like a lot of different scares throughout the house. But I will say, like, it is one that I'm like, if you aren't getting scared in here, it's pretty, but it could be a little bit, honestly, I did it 3 times. By my 3rd run through, I was getting a little bit bored.
Yes.
Now, I still love it. I still think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, it's still my number 1 because of that. But I will say that, like, it's one that I would probably go back if I went like, let's say I did an emergency trip this weekend and I could pick like 3 houses to do, it's not guaranteed that it would be one of them. Like, I'd probably like do like Terrifier, Hatchet, and Chains. I was gonna say it probably wouldn't be on there because I feel like I've experienced it. It's not one that I'm like,
it's
I
not
need to
going to get
experience
better
multiple times. I did it.
And
it's awesome. I loved it.
And that's one, the team putting it together, they're doing these 360 immersive walkthroughs. And when I pulled Artista up, I was like, you can't say anything bad about this house. This house, the facade is unbelievable. The music, the story, facades, and then the atrium room or the garden room. It just was incredible. And the blacklight paper scare got me every time. It was a really, really good house, but I agree when we went through it, even I think Spence, there was someone in our group who like every run never got hit. Yeah. And he just wasn't seeing, he was like, the scale is amazing and it's very beautiful, but like, it's like Dead Man's Pier. It was gorgeous, but the scares weren't there. This I felt did that better because the stilt scare was amazing. The story.
It did feel scarier than Dead Man's Pier.
It was scarier than Dead Man's Pier. But it was, I don't know. But I would only, if I could go and do 3 houses, it would be one, it wouldn't be the first 2, like you said, but it would be up there because it is, it's like 5, it's what you're going to HHN for.
Exactly.
It's what we love.
It's that scale, it's that story. It's awesome to be able to experience that, but it's one that after doing it a couple times, you're like, okay, cool, great, awesome. But like, I want if I'm going for repeat, I want different experiences. I want different scares. I want different stories. That one, you're going to get the same experience every time. It's going to be good.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the same. 5, Hacksaw, Jason, WWE, Artista, Terrifier, depend on the night and the throw of the dart could be number 1. Yeah. Terrifier, I was so angry. I texted Dole. He's going to lose his mind when he hears that it's number 1. And after, I've been listening to Work of Art. I was about to purchase him in Fortnite. I don't like any of it, but he just, and I had a good, that second night when I went in and the roaming art came into the house and had that interaction with me before I went in, it was genuinely terrifying. And that's the beauty of art. When he's angry, he is so scary. Yes. But then he's also hilarious. He's also charming. He's also playful. Yeah. It just works. He's among the slashers now. I have no problem throwing him in with Freddy, Jason, Myers. Like, it just, and then the house was just freaking fun and it was scary. It was also gross. Yeah. It was, something that we've all kind of been missing at HHN. Like I celebrated last year when they brought the severed dog back. Yeah. Like they went for it. And people were saying, they're like, bro, there's kids going through this house. I was like, that's on their parents. I don't know what's up with that.
It's one that I feel like if I had my frequent fear pass, I could see it going to the top, being my number 1. It's one that I'd go through every single night. I was so bummed we didn't go through it again. And when we came out of it on Friday, I could have left the event. I was like, that's last night, and then kicking off with that, because we camped it out before the event opened. That was it. And I think Rob ended his night at the back of the sound stages, and for the last hour and a half just went between WWE and Terrifier, did each of them 7 times. Oh, wow. So, but Terrifier's like, I could go through Wyatt 3 to 5 that I was maxing out towards the end. Terrifier, I just wanted more and more. And the cast, again, they had everything made sense in the terms of the character. So, but I also loved, it was hard to not go through Hacksaw again. Yeah. Like, this top 5 are all 9s for me. Well, yeah, that's the thing with like Hatchet. It's like, it's one that like when I came back, it was like 5. I think I had it on there. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I just love that house. I just want to keep on going. I was like, I want to go back and do it again. And then that's like, I had to admit to myself that it was number 2. It felt wrong, but.
Yeah. No, when we were done for the night and we knew that we had one more house to go and we had to go to the front of the park, we looked at Hatchet's line and are like, we could end on Hatchet. I'd be okay with that. Like, and I think we ended up not even going through the front. I think we did Dolls one more time and then ended on Galkin. And Fallout was a walk-on. We still didn't do it again. But because Galkin was really, really good. But yeah. And I don't. Well, now I want to get into the one question. We're not going to discuss it yet. Okay. But Ryan, does this, just based on houses, like, this event was really great. is this one of the strongest events we've seen in the recent years?
I would say in recent years, yes. Also, we haven't talked about that much Scare Zones. Scare Zones are a different level this year. Awesome. All
finally
of them
returning back to what they almost used to be.
Yeah.
And
they were all great.
I mean,
loved them.
They were all great. I loved them. And again, the park felt full.
Yes.
They had I hung out Friday night and just watched the roller skaters.
Yeah.
And I have
Club
an amazing
horror. Like just having something
Club
over
horror,
there, having Mel's
and
time.
Art. Have you seen Art getting up with the DJ and So now one could play. We would have liked more like Halloween music in Club Horror, but whatever. I'm gonna miss some of these houses. I don't know if I'll miss them like I miss Dead Man's Pier.
No,
but
it's at a point I haven't really thought too much about a lot of these since. So that's one thing to kind of consider is okay, are these going to be ones that in 5-10 years I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm still talking about these? We'll see. I mean, I think Terrifier, yes.
So I mean,
course,
you have let's talk about so you have those houses. Anytime there's a movie, a roller coaster, you compare it to what's going to be like Velocicoaster. You know, what's going to be, and you have those houses for HHN. On here, I could see Terrifier and Jason, but Jason is Insidious for people. So that's the only two I ever see comparing. And Terrifier only for, that's what a giant, I don't know what more you can put in a house in terms of variety, fun, scare, smell, seat.
Mm-hmm.
It did it all. And it ended with the car wash of blood.
Yeah, I was going to say,
which the second night I went to, I got drenched in. So I don't know. I don't know how you throw more at a house than what Terrifier was able to do. The only disadvantage to Terrifier is all you had was the same character.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, he had lots of stuff, but those are the two that I stack up against the coming year.
Yeah, I agree. And Brian, next year being an anniversary year, we'll see what we're able to get. But that's our rankings. That's it.
Do they care about 35? I know it's an anniversary year, but do people make a big deal about 30? Is it always a 5? 20 was big, 25 was big, 30 was big, but 35, 45 doesn't feel, I don't know. Any chance to celebrate.
I was gonna say it's an excuse to bring back things to make it
so
you can't miss it this year.
If we get the classic, the best of the last 5 years, what 2 houses from this year do you put in there?
I mean,
now you can't do the scale of Artista.
That's the thing. Honestly, it'd be Terrifier.
I'd say Terrifier and Hacksaw.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because that's a character people remember, and he's already been in 2 houses.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know what the lore could be, but I'm at this point angry enough to say I'd see Hacksaw and Chains in different settings.
Mm-hmm.
Different environments, kind of like Yeti. But yeah, great houses. Nothing. I mean, it was great. Every run through was good. Premiere night was great. I don't know what else to say, Ryan.
I know.
It was a great year.
It was.
People are going through tomorrow night. Closing out the season.
I'm so jealous.
Out the season. And all right, Bill and Ted's not here. There's no fun shows. It's the last night. It's 1:55. You can get in line for one house. What house are you closing out on?
Honestly, probably. It'd be between Terrifier and Jason. I lean actually towards Jason because I feel like those scare actors are going to go extra.
They're going to go so hard.
But also, there's going to be a celebration of Terrifier as well. So
that's the thing. Terrifier would probably be the single most fun house to close out on ever. Jason would be terrifying because if you guys have never done the last set at HHN, actors just go, they go all in on everything.
What are you going to do? Get fired?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You're out of a job anyway.
That literally is the mentality.
Yeah.
So you'll get interactions and experiences, which there's going to be room in every house for fun stuff. So I could see people wanting to do Hacksaw or Dollhouse or WWE. So, but great.
That'd be it for me. But
yeah, great stuff, Ryan. We're gonna do skit sooner, I think.
Yes, hopefully sooner. So not next year, but we'll we've got some people that want to come on and talk about their experiences. I have some people that haven't been on
Our
the show
list
before.
is pretty similar this year. So yeah, I'd like to hear from your people and hear some of the variety.
Yes. So thank you all for listening. Send us some fan mail, and we will
send us your rankings in the fan mail.
Yes, send us the rankings.
I don't even know how you do the fan mail, but please send it.
And we will be on soon. All right, thanks everybody.